Today we will be taking a look at Chapter 7 of Lao Tzu's classic Tao Te Ching. We will go over 3 different translations and follow up at the end with some discussion. The first version reads, "Heaven is long enduring, and earth continues long. The reason why heaven and earth are able to endure and continue thus long is because they do not live of or for themselves. This is how they are able to continue and endure. Therefore the sage puts his own person last, and yet it is found in the foremost place. He treats his person as if it were foreign to him, and yet that person is preserved. Is it not because he has no personal and private ends that therefore such ends are realized?" The second version reads, "Heaven endures and earth is lasting. And why can heaven and earth endure and be lasting? Because they do not live for themselves. On that account, they can endure. Therefore the holy man puts his person behind, and his person comes to the front. He surrenders his person, and his person is preserved. Is it not because he seeks not his own? For that reason he can accomplish his own." And a third version reads, "Heaven is eternal, earth is lasting. The reason why heaven and earth are eternal and lasting is because they do not live for themselves. That is the reason they will ever endure. Therefore the wise man will keep his personality out of sight, and because of so doing, he will become notable. He subordinates his personality, and therefore it is preserved. Is it not because he is disinterested that his own interests are conserved?" Lao Tzu's first lines seem quite self-explanatory here. Heaven and earth are not self-aware, they are natural. They live in that state of non-judgment and indifference. They are eternal because of this. We are being invited here to become unselfish. In a state of unselfishness, we may find that we strain much less. There is not so much struggle if all is not taken so seriously all of the time. If we can be more humble and modest about our situations in life, then we can demand less of ourselves and become more satisfied by having less on our plate. We often find ourselves striving to get ahead, constantly battling against everyone and everything around us to be the best versions of ourselves. If we take this down a few notches, perhaps we can enjoy what we have now, rather than always chasing that new thing in the future, or remembering that thing in the past. The sage frames themselves as less important than the good deeds which they are performing. This is primary. Because of this switch to the background, desires and cravings can be overcome. That is, by placing the act of doing good deeds where the personality was before, and not basking in the selfish feelings from having done good deeds in the first place.